Hey Siri, how many days until the 26th of June?
It's 38 days until then.
On the 26th of June, I turn 40 and wanted to kind of like take a moment to discuss that reality. What is a midlife crisis? Some of you immediately go straight to this picture of this 40-year-old guy who buys the sports car, abandons his family, and goes berserk and actually ends up going for the younger girl and doing everything in his power to suddenly be cool again. But in reality, I think this whole process of, the midlife crisis is a little deeper than that for most of us. The reality that this crisis actually means depression for some people. For some people, it means putting away a past wish that never ever is going to come true. You see, there are certain chapters in your life that are now closed. There are certain dreams that you have attempted and tried and pushed for that you now have to say is no longer something that is realistic within the realm of what I was hoping it would be, you know, and that's okay. But then there comes this whole thing, the big question, what if? What if I had done things differently? What if I had given myself a different, you know, a bunch of options? What if I had taken all the silver spoons? And friends, trust me, I was someone who was handed so many silver spoons with so many opportunities. And unfortunately, I am one of those people who squandered them all. I wasted the opportunities that were given to me. So I know that I'm not the only one that goes through this. I'm not the only one who had all the talent, all the potential, who is living a less than average, mediocre life given the relation to the talent and the potential. So now I sit and I turn 40 in 38 days and I am stuck with the question. Instead of what if I had done things differently, I now have to really stop and ask myself, what if I do things differently from here? Because it feels like it's too late. I feel like I'm chasing a version of myself that I will never catch up to. I feel like I chase an identity that is way ahead of me, not just in myself, but within other people as well. So, in this process of going through the question, what if, there's also the next question, which is, what do you want? What do I want? What do you want your life to be from here? And that's a bit of a blank page because I have actually I've actually been trying this for many, many years to kind of like get what I want out of life. But I've always been shy. I've always been, and friends, it doesn't seem like I'm shy, but I am. I am always afraid of what, other people think. Strangers, like here, I'm filming. In Germany, you're not allowed to film people and let them be recognizable. But I've always wanted to just talk about life, about myself. I am not the greatest vlogger. I'm not the most well planned, thought out speaker in the sense of like having my topic perfectly penned out. But I am someone who loves sharing and helping people and putting people through life change situations. I'm not a coach. I don't like the word coach. Even if someone calls me that, I don't want to be that. I just want to be someone who shares their voice and finds a group of people who want to hear it. You see, friends, it doesn't matter how successful you seem to others, right? It's this internal weighted scale that you have where I weigh myself up with my talents, with what I know I have, and with what I am achieving. But knowing also that my lack of achievement is not because of a lack of talent or a lack of opportunity, but because a lack of direction and a lack of consistency has always been that. And I kind of feel bad to have to admit this, but at 40 years old, too soon, if I make it that far, still 38 days to go. At 40 years old, there is this reality where I'm going to have to say, am I now suddenly going to be more consistent than ever before? Am I suddenly going to teach the the old dog a new trick and do something that he could never get himself to do before? It's going to be interesting to see, because instead of hanging on to the same 250, 260 followers that I've had on my old channel on YouTube, who every now and then get this little dosage of what I do, I have decided that I'm going to start fresh, and I'm going to start today.